Welcome everybody, King Clarity Gaming here, and what we're going to do today is take a look at the car that I think will be coming out next Thursday, September 5th, and I believe that that car will be the Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire. So let's take a look at it here. Let's go into first person, look at it a little closer. Alright, so right away, awesome looking car. I'm not a fan of the color red, but what can you do? And now this car is based off of a couple of cars, so we'll start with the 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon, along with the Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. Now, obviously the Hellcat is where it gets the name Hellfire. This car will be $745,000. And basically, with this car, we have an opportunity to make a couple of Fast and the Furious cars. And also later on in the video, we will be taking a look back at the Bravado Gauntlet Classic, because that's also a Fast and the Furious car, so we'll do that one here as a bonus at the end. These were requested by somebody, so I'm going to do my best to get to as close as I possibly can to it. So we're going to start with a car that's owned by Letty from the Fast and the Furious 6, which would be a 2011 Dodge Challenger SRT. So let's pull it into the garage and see how close we can get to it.
What can the best mechanic in LS do for you?
And also at the same time, we'll review all the things that you can do to the car as well. Alright, so as always, we're just going to start with going through the armor, going through the brakes and all that stuff, just to get that out of the way. Alright, so let's start with the bumpers, the front bumper. So, really, it's not making much change, to be completely honest. But basically what we got to do here is we're going to start with this and see where it takes us. Actually, yes, we're going to start with that, and then we'll go to the rear bumper. You can just put a wheelie bar with a parachute. It's really not that great. We're going to leave that alone. And then do the engine. Boom. Go with the exhaust. So let's crank this shit. And I think, yeah, those are all the options, but we're going to go with the race exhaust on this one. Now let's go to the grill. On this one, we're gonna end up going with the blacked out grill, but we'll look through all of the options here. Actually, we'll go with that blacked out grill. Alright, then you do have options for like headlight covers and stuff. So those are the options. So with the car that belongs to Letty, this is going to be the closest thing.
If that car was a woman,
now we will go with the hood. And really what we should do is go with a carbon hood. And this is probably about it, but we'll go through all the options of the hoods here, so that's where we're at with that. So let's go back to, yeah, so we'll go with the carbon vented hood.
Now that's a custom job.
Throw some musical horns in this thing. We're gonna go with just putting those headlights on there. I already know the car is gonna be lime green, so we'll do the lime green neons here for it. And then go with the liveries. Oh, yeah, I guess we can just look at them all. White stripes, red stripes, blue stripes, Bravado billboard, which is cool. And then the racing stripes, which looks pretty cool too. The two-tone, which is the one for Letty's car. Weekend Warrior, which is cool. Of course, you can't have a Bravado Gauntlet without any sort of Redwood stuff on it. Too Much Free Time is really cool. Raceway Hero, Bravado Racing, Royal Tribute. So that's all there is really for that. So now we're going to go back up to the two-tone one. Let's go with that. We don't really worry about the plate. Then we got the rear panel. I think it looks pretty badass when it's blacked out, but I like the fact that the taillights are still there, so we'll go with the carbon panel. And then we'll respray the car. As I was saying, it's going to be lime green, so we'll paint it as such. I mean, actually, this car looks really awesome in lime green, too. Oh, there we go. Now we got to get a black pearlescent so it doesn't ruin the color. Oops, there we go. Alright, now we do the secondary color, which is going to just be black. Whoops, every time. Alright, black, there we go. And then do the trim color and just make that black because we don't need a whole lot going on here. And then with the roll cage, we'll go inside the car and take a look. So you got the roll cage. And then the only thing that really changes, aside from putting padding on it, is the seats. So we'll go with the performance seats. Back out of the car again. Do the roof. Only option is the carbon roof, but we'll do that. And then we got primary skirts and secondary skirts. We'll go with secondary skirts. And then we got the spoilers. This is the secondary lip spoiler, plastic lip spoiler, carbon lip spoiler, stock car spoiler, drag spoiler, which is awesome. Then mid-level spoiler, high-level spoiler, drift wing, which is the one we're going to go with for her car. You got the tuner wing, race wing, and that's just it. And then we'll lower the suspension here. And then the transmission, and the turbo, of course. Alright, so now this is basically, we can't get the pull bar in the back of the car on here, unfortunately, but we'll do our due diligence here. Now let's change the wheels. We'll put muscle wheels on it. What I'm thinking here is going to be the Kraka. Yeah. These.
Now that's a custom job.
The wheel color will remain black as it is. Get the tire designs on there. Bulletproof tires. Put some green tire smoke. Alright, now last is the windows. And right here would be the car from the Fast and the Furious 6 that's owned by Letty Ortiz. So now that we've got this car modified to the most of what we can do to it anyway, let's go ahead and take it out and give it a test spin here. And I gotta say, this car looks pretty badass, not gonna lie. So, yeah, let's just stop, take a look at it for a minute. This is pretty awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, let's take it for a spin. Excuse me, pedestrian. Actually, let's start with a wheelie because this is one of those cars, so... Wait for that car to go by. Oh yeah. Awesome. Didn't wheelie all that great, but not bad. Alright, so let's just take it for a spin around, see how awesome the car really is. It's fast as hell, but it's kind of bouncy. I'm thinking that this car is going to definitely be able to compete with any of the supercars and sports cars out. We'll definitely give it a run for its money. Let's take it out on the highway and see how fast we can get this thing to go. Excuse me, fuck out of the way. Alright. We're almost there. It's fine. And we're already going fast as hell. It was like 110 miles per hour. You can see the part in the top right hand corner of my screen here. Whoa, my bad, people. My bad, my bad. It's a little difficult to control, but not as bad as the Volcar Nebula Turbo was. Car is pretty fast. Whoa, jeez. Whoa. Sorry about that, guys. That was crazy. Alright. Let's keep avoiding these cars.
That's dumb luck right there.
And see what we can do. Oh, well over 100 miles an hour already. I think we hit 125 already. Oh, shit. Ooh, okay. Not bad for drifting either. I will just drive it out towards where the bunkers are, and then turn back around and take it back to the mod shop here. And then what we'll do is we'll do the other car for Letty. Alright, so this is where the Chumash bunker is, so we'll turn around here. Alright. see if we can get it to go any faster than that 125. And also, when we get it back, before we go through the messing with Letty's other car, we'll do a little comparison here. Oh shit. We'll do a comparison to the before and after of this car versus... Would you get the fuck out of my way? Anyway, the before and after of this car, before we get into those other cars.
Too close.
Alright, so go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Either I'm a bad driver or this thing is crazy. And it could be both. Or this thing is pretty crazy. Whoa. Nothing like bouncing off of curbs and stuff. Excuse me, cars. Excuse me, smart car, get out of the way. Alright, so... yeah, overall this car is pretty awesome. It's pretty badass. It's fast. And unlike a lot of the other fast cars, this one's got the wheelie capability because it's a muscle car, which is awesome. So we will take this back over here, do our quick analysis here, and slow down a little bit. Around the corner here. Park it right here. Alright, hang on one second while I spawn in the other car. Alright, so here we have it. The Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire, which again should be coming out on Thursday, September 5th, which would be next week. $745,000 for the vehicle. This is Letty Ortiz's version of the vehicle from Fast and the Furious 6. And in a little bit here, I will be making the other version of the car that's on the Fast and the Furious, which also, I believe, does belong to Letty, which is going to be the 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon that they have. But we'll get to that here momentarily, but yeah, so this is pretty awesome. We'll come back to this in a little bit here. Give me just a few moments. Or actually, when I get back, we'll just pull into the mod shop and modify the other car. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this car into the other one that I believe is owned by Letty Ortiz, and this one is going to be from the Fate of the Furious. And that's the 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. So let's see how close we can get this one to be.
What brings you in today?
Go through all the same stuff again. But we don't have to talk much about it at this point, so do that.
Sharp.
Oh, we don't need that. Engine.
That's the sound of 1,000
Grill.
pennies dropping.
Actually, it's going to be the same. Okay. Now the headlight covers. Nothing really, because the movie doesn't have those on there. So now we go with the hood. It's going to be the carbon vented hood. All right. Horn. Do that again. All right. Okay. And now, unfortunately, we're going to end up using... This isn't, like, perfect, but it's going to be the closest we can get to it, because the car doesn't have a stripe on it on the movie. But it does look like this, roughly. So, it is a two-tone color without that stripe on the livery, so bear with me on that one. Skip the plate. The rear panel, we're just going to make it carbon black. And then, now we respray the color. Now this is going to be more of like, yeah, gonna be more like a rolled steel color. And then put a black pearlescent in it. And then change the secondary color to black, because it does have that two-tone color. And leave the trim black. roof, carbon roof, skirts. Basically, it's a lot of the same build from the other car, only slightly different. So like, we're just gonna put the carbon lip spoiler on this one, which is the closest we can get. Lower the suspension, of course. Transmission, turbo. Alright, now the wheels. They're gonna be muscle wheels again. Just trying to find the right ones. I believe it's this actually. Yeah, it's the Muscle Freak wheels, which would be the closest. They're still black, so that doesn't change. And then do the tire design, the tire smoke, and then of course we do the windows. And then we'll take the car outside and take a look at it here. Alright, so this would be the other build from the Fast and the Furious. Well, in this case, this is going to be the Fate of the Furious. But either way, this car looks awesome no matter how you build it. So now the next thing in this video that we're going to do is I'm going to pull out the Bravado Gauntlet Classic, and we're going to do Darden's build from the Fast and the Furious and from Too Fast, Too Furious of the Bravado Gauntlet Classic, or in his case, the 1970 Dodge Challenger RT. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so now we're going to get to doing Darden's 1970 Dodge Challenger RT as requested, so let's get it in the garage.
What's wrong with her now?
Really should have just done this on the first video I made of the car, but that's fine.
Perfect.
Didn't know people wanted it. Alright, so we'll go with the bolted stock, rear bumper, this version of it,
Beauty right there.
chassis, throw a roll cage in it, throw the Mark II, build up the engine quick, build the exhaust. It's gonna have the
Sounds like power.
okay, front fenders. Unfortunately, I like this, but it doesn't have it, so we'll have to leave that off. Go with the grille. It's going to be... we'll just make sure that the secondary is black.
Now that's a custom job.
And then the hood. I'm going to do the carbon hood. I believe it's going to be the snorkel hood. Let's just double check. Yeah. Carbon snorkel hood. It is.
Looking sharp.
Let's go through this. Alright. And then headlights. Oops. And orange neons, of course. Alright. So there really isn't going to be a livery on this car, unfortunately. So we'll skip that. Rear fenders. It doesn't have any of that, as awesome as it looks. Alright, now respray the car. And it's going to be orange, of course. Actually, more of a sunrise orange. And then we gotta throw a regular, like, orange pearlescent in it. There we go. And the secondary color, keep it black. Trim color, make it black. Then the roof. It's not gonna have any of that stuff. It's just this roof, the vinyl roof. And then the skirts. Secondary skirts. Unfortunately, there isn't going to be a spoiler on it, which is fine. Do the suspension,
You just dropped your 0 to 60 by
transmission,
0.8
turbo. Alright, now to the wheels. They're going to be muscle wheels. I believe they're actually... okay, yeah, they're going to be this. I thought they were going to be the Duke's ones, but that's fine. I'll leave the wheel color black. We'll check to make sure it is black. And then do the tires. Launch tire smoke. And then I know that I'm tinting all the windows, even though none of the cars actually have window tint really, but that's alright. Alright, so here is Darden's 1970 Dodge Challenger RT. And we'll just go drive this around the block a little bit, because this car is awesome. Stop at the intersection. Get our wheelie on. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Now I know this car isn't perfect, but it's as close as we can get to it. So there you have it. I know this video is going to be a little bit longer than the normal video is, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you have any other questions about these cars that I've talked about in this video, or any cars to come, feel free to leave me a comment down below. And as always, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe.